still don't know how to use this damn thing.
Introducing Passport Bros, your ultimate travel companion. Download the app for free and embark on a journey where your adventures not only become unforgettable memories, but also opportunities to earn. With Passport Bros, your travel content is more than just photos and videos. It's your ticket to a fully monetizable network of like-minded adventurers. Imagine making money from your travel stories. Post videos, share your experiences, and let the world be a part of your journey. But that's not all. Connect with travelers from around the globe, join co-ed groups, and make lasting friendships, perhaps even with foreign women who share your passion for exploration. And here's the best part. Store your earnings securely in your Passport Bros wallet. No hassle, no worries. Just seamless transactions wherever your travels take you. Looking for the best local experiences? Passport Bros has got you covered. Get personalized recommendations for tour guides, rentals, and the hottest clubs in town. Did we mention the app is absolutely free to download? That's right. Your passport to a world of adventure is just a click away. And here's the cherry on top. With Passport Bros, you can make money while exploring new places. Turn your passion for travel into a source of income, right from your mobile device. So what are you waiting for? Download Passport Bros now, share your journey, connect with fellow explorers, and let the adventure begin.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.
And we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. Passport Bros. Get your notebooks and your iPads ready. I got Mr. Informational, the traveling sensational, Mr. Thomas Brown in the building. What's good, Thomas? Oh, okay, you on mute. Oh, you know what? There you go.
Ah, there you go. I didn't know you guys had given me this nickname.
Hey, every time we do a show, I know they blow you up because they blow me up trying to get your contact information. So I already know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they can have it. That's cool. Like, because I've been noticing I still got dudes reaching out to me and I'm realizing they really want this help. So, hey, man, I'm here for everybody. I'll hook them up. We'll work something out.
Excellent.
You can hear me. I'm up on the terrace of my building here. So there's cars down there. You can hear me fine?
Yeah, we hear you great, man. It's looking nice, bright, and sunny. You in Spain right now, right?
Barcelona, baby. Y'all know I love this place.
Nice, man. So before we get into the gist of everything, you've been to Colombia as well, right? You've been around. You've been to a lot of other countries. But for some reason, Passport Bros just don't really that up on Spain. Like, is that one of your top 5 favorite countries or?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think, though, I think it's because of the money. It's not cheap here. Like it's very well developed. It's like one of the top places for destinations for vacation. The visa's pretty easy if you want to become a digital nomad. You really just have to show them you make about 3,000 a month and have 25K in the bank, and they'll approve you for 3 years as a digital nomad here. But I don't know if people understand what you're getting when you get that here in Spain. You're part of the Shenzhen district, so Shenzhen is like all of the places you want to be, like France and Greece and Poland and Portugal and all of those. The rule on the Shenzhen is you get a 90-day visa, and then after the 90 days, you have to leave for 90 days. So if you get a digital nomad visa, you could stay for 3 years and come and go whenever you want. So the reason I like it is number one, look how nice it is right now. And the Mediterranean diet. I don't know if you guys know from last time, your boy's looking a little slimmer already.
We see you, man.
From whatever here too is what's crazy. I can eat whatever I want, bro. Look at, I'm drinking chocolate milk right now, still dropping inches and pounds, bro. It's wild. And then for me, there's a big, large woman component because the immigration favors Southern America. So they can get citizenship in 2 years here, where the rest of us have to get it in like 10. So there's tons. So it's all like Peruvians, Colombians, Brazilians, Argentinians, Cubans. They're all here.
Oh wow!
But I think the way, I mean, think about it. Like if they only go 2 years to citizenship here, this is the spot. And everyone knows Barcelona is fully developed. The problem I think that some of the passport bros are having is it's not cheap. It's just not cheap. I mean, and I came here straight from Thailand, bro. So I felt it. I was like, shit. My Grab in Thailand was $3. My Globo here was $25. And that's a big difference. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Let me catch a couple of these super chats real quick, man. We in here early, man. Morning drive coffee break with a 5 super chat. And I'm still waiting on that show, by the way, brother. He says, what's going on, bros? I mean, we are here, man. We are talking about Spain right now. All right. And I want to give a shout out to my man, the Passport Bro model. He says, shout out to you, BNT and Thomas. I love Barcelona. Beautiful city. I don't know if you saw the show I did with the Passport model on Nigeria, but I'm hearing good things about Nigeria. It's, I'm hearing some good things. So, maybe we can shoot out there one time. I got my man Plain Eddie in the building. See everybody coming through with the super chats because they know who I got on the show today. They about to get some good information. Plain Eddie with a $5 super chat also says, shout out to the bros. Now, Thomas, I want to ask you, man. I know you say it's a big kind of like price difference. It's a little bit more expensive in Barcelona. But do you feel like it's worth it as far as the safety? Like, do you feel you can move around at night and all that good stuff out there?
Yes. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all just like it's something that really went down. The last time I was here, someone tried to pickpocket me. Hold on. My fault, though. Okay. I'm going to say it's my fault. I was standing outside of my apartment on the street at 3 o'clock in the morning with them Nike cloth shorts, that anytime you sit down, nothing stays in your pockets. And I have a wallet that holds my passport in it. So it's a big ass wallet. That thing was just hanging out. The side. And I'm just standing there like a dummy at 3 o'clock. That is my bad. Right. And so these guys were kind of like swarming around me a little bit. And one of them got brave and he snatched it. He ran this way and he couldn't. He turned around and he ran back this way. So your boy got a chance to get some nucks on it. I didn't sleep him, but I dropped it. And then I got my stuff. Yeah, I got my stuff and I went back to the place. I went back in and I told them what happened and I was worried about me. Because, like in America, I might have gotten in trouble for that. You know what I'm saying? And the lady was like, oh, no, we don't like pickpockets anyways, blah, 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 blah. And then the police showed up and I thought, well, I'm about to find out. They didn't care. They just took the guy away. They did not care that I put nuts on him. They did not care. So there's a balance. Like it doesn't like us thinking American style. We want to handle our own justice, but sometimes we get in trouble for that. You know what I mean? Right. Out here, you don't. Out here, you don't. All the people vouched for me. Everybody said what happened. Told the police what happened, everything. It was cool. But yes, they say pickpocketing is an issue here. If you're stupid about it, yeah, of course. And I was at that moment. Now, I mean, I just put it in your front pocket. It's just like any other traveling. You don't really have any issues. And being,
Okay.
I'm a big dude. Too. Like there
Right.
was 5 of them. You know, I'm a big dude. For the most part, they don't mess with me. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. And as far as the culture of the women drugging the tourists, is that out there?
It's the other way around.
Mm.
It's like most places they go after the girls. Um,
Mm. Okay.
I was actually gonna have the Lithuanian girl on here so you guys could see like
Mhm.
how stupid gorgeous she was. And she was gonna tell a story about how someone tried to put something in her drink, but she was with her friends. But for us as travelers, we're kind of used to it being that way. We're used to the girls kind of being the one that have to watch out all around the world. So it's very like the rest of the world, other than Colombia.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. So you don't have to even worry about that out there in Spain. It's more the girls. I know a lot of women from the States definitely travel out there as well. So they should be more on the lookout out there.
Yeah, but that's very normal for girls in general. You know what I mean?
Right.
For girls in general. But she's I don't know. I only known the girl like a few times. She's only been over here a couple times, but I think she comes from a pretty privileged family. She seems like it. She's very well balanced, um, and just the way she carries herself and the way she dresses, she's got a little bit of money, man. So I think that she was used to an area where stuff like that didn't happen to her at all. So she's
Okay.
a little less careful. You know what I mean?
Okay. And I know you've been to Colombia plenty of times and everything like that. Uh, do you still frequent Colombia, or are you kind of like you good on Colombia?
I'm good on it right now. I mean, my heart hurts a little bit because I absolutely love the real estate and the apartments and the tropical and like Poblado. I love Poblado. I know that's not as coming. I mean, I know that's getting old as the come up place. You got to go up the hill a little bit more, but I just love the way that it's set up. I love the way the shops and the living and the views and the feel and the vibe. That's what crazy to me is that even though they do that there, you still feel in the air this wonderfulness of the place.
Hmm.
So it catches you off guard. Like, yeah, my heart hurts for that because I would probably be there now. I love Medellin, but
Hmm.
honestly, like I said, some countries that are struggling with money, they take 2 routes. You know, like
Hmm.
Thailand, they work their asses off. They don't come after you. Istanbul, Medellin, you the target. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Not for
Uh,
me. I hate that because I hate that. I've been checking the whole world. I've been checking all the types of girls. Number one attraction, no problem, never question Colombian girl for me. If I even
mm,
hear like here, I was at a market and I was eating and my waitress came out. She was Colombian, bro.
mhm.
I was like, yo, I gotta shoot this shot. Period. So she's already here. Like I don't know. That's the only part that I hate. I'm like, damn, they got the best.
Mm. And is there like a big language barrier in Spain, or they speak a little bit more English out there?
People speak English, but this is a really good question. Okay, because here there's a split in the culture. So there's the Catalonians and the Spanish, and they don't like each other. And the way that they do this, so there's a short history on it. From what I understand, is that the Catalonians are they were a very wealthy part of Spain, and they lended some money to the government because they wanted to lobby the government for some sort of laws or whatever. The government took the money and didn't give them the law, so they hate each other now. And what the Catalonians
Sound
do to
like Black
kind of
America.
prove, but what the Catalonians do here to kind of prove that and to stick it back to them is they try to preserve the language. So if
Mhm.
you talk to them in anything but Catalonian, they won't talk to you.
Which is
It
separate
is
than
all
Spanish.
yeah, it's like slang Spanish. Yeah, it's
Okay,
their own
gotcha.
thing. And
Okay.
so, I mean, if you get on the side, like you'll see where certain parts of Barcelona will say Catalonia, Barcelona. Um, the stores, for the most part, are okay, but you'll get a rebel once in a while that will not speak English to you, and 100% he understands you. And
Mhm.
so that is a little bit of a pain here, but for the most part, everybody is fine. That's my line. That's how I get a girl to talk to me. Is I just see him and I'm like, hablas inglés. And if they respond to that, I know they're willing to try and talk to me. I've already kind of overcome the hump, right? But that's the only thing. If you guys ran into that, don't take that as how Barcelona is. That's just a little feud inside of Barcelona.
Okay. Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, most definitely. I got a comment here by Chad the Great. He says a lot of Colombians and Brazilians are in Spain and Portugal since it's so hard to get to U.S. visa and citizenship for them.
Yeah, and they probably have no idea. They don't really even want to be in the States. I guess as a super gorgeous Colombian, it would be great for a while until they became modern. You know what I mean?
Right. So when you generally mixing up with people like the women there and everything, are you talking to women from Spain or more so the Brazilians and the Colombians and all that? More so.
Bro, I can't tell the difference. I just see a girl that looks bad, and I'm just like, hey, hablas inglés, blah 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 blah, and see if they'll talk to me. You know, I just kind of see what's going on. They are pretty friendly for the most part, but they are like so. Okay, so in some of the groups, I've been seeing there's this battle between guys that pull girls and guys that don't pull girls. And the guys that don't pull girls want to call every guy that pulls a pretty girl that the girl's a pro. They all want to say that, right? And I'm like, and so I hadn't had that happen to me until kind of recently. And then I sat back and I was like, bro, I'm in countries for months at a time. So I'm, right? Because I have to put the work in. But it did make sense. Like if they're only there for 3 or 4 days and they're pulling a baddie all the time, probably a pro. And the reason is what I'm finding out with these girls and in Thailand and everyone, the good girls, they question you in a way to find out if you're visiting or if you're staying. They do it every time. So to end the whole debate, if whoever is trying to big themselves up or however a picture comes up with a girl and a guy in the group, if he's visiting and he's only been there for 3 or 4 days, unless he pre-gamed for weeks, probably a pro. Okay. Everyone can, that way the people saying it's pros can say it's pros. If the person is a traveler and they spend a lot of time there, could still be a pro, but they probably have put the time in, because what I've noticed is Americans and Black Americans are very, very, very well liked almost everywhere I go. And we stick out and they're watching us and they're checking us out. So if they see you time and time and time and time again, did I lose you?
Oh, we good.
You're a bit, there you go. But if they see you time and time and time again and they get the idea that you may live here, or you're going to be here for a while, you'll see that they'll approach you. You'll see it. So that's probably the difference, I guess, between in the Passport Bro world, we have expats like me and like you that go there and stay there for a long time. And you know, the girl, once it clicks in their head that you're around for a long time, they're a whole different woman. You can attest to that. Whole different woman. But the thing that's dope about that is it lets us know they're not hoes, because they kind of were like standoffish until they knew you were staying. You know what I'm saying? So it's natural. But anyways, yeah. But I like this place because I like Latinas and every kind is here. Every kind. To me, it's efficient.
Okay. I got my man Bishop NYC23 with a $4.99 super chat. I really appreciate that. He says, visited, was that Madrid?
Yeah.
Madrid and Barcelona last year. Beautiful cities, but did not like the food. Also, great nightlife. How is the food out there?
I think it's great, but it is very, very healthy, meaning some stuff isn't super seasoned because it's a Mediterranean diet. But at the same time, man, tapas is a big thing here, and tapas is designed around being a social food. Okay. So tapas is pretty much a whole bunch of appetizers, and you go out with a group of people and everybody gets an appetizer and you guys all can share. It's a whole social city. And that's another thing I need to bring up about here that people might, as Americans, we need to know this about Barcelona, or you will hate your existence in Barcelona. They believe in fiesta here, and they go to the extremes with it.
So they believe in what? We lost for a second. They believe in what?
Fiesta.
Okay, fiesta party.
So between 1 and 3, you're not getting any business done really anywhere. Nowhere. they close down, they go hang out with their friends, or they go hang out with their family, and then they come back to work. So you'll see a whole bunch of like businesses that'll say from this time to this time we're open, and then there's a gap, they're closed, and this time they're open. That part we could deal with, but they take it so far here that people need to understand the culture of here is not to work. Even though it's a very strong culture, a very strong economic system, they don't want to work. They don't. They work to have money to go hang out with their friends, and that's their thing and their loved ones. So as an American, we're used to right now, customer service, right now. You ain't getting here. And if you push it, they're going to give you an attitude. You have to take on the whole relaxed. It's about friends. It's about hanging out, and then you'll get along fine. It is so hard for us Americans to adjust to that. Trust me. You'll walk up to the register, and she'll be talking to her friend next to her, and she will finish her conversation before she'll ring you out. Every time.
Okay.
And me being petty, when I first came and I didn't understand that, I would just stack the belt up with stuff so that it would fall off the end, so she had to work. I was a little petty with it, but now I'm kind of backing up and seeing what's going on.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, so somebody said you're talking about siesta, not fiesta. It's siesta.
Oh, siesta. Okay. Yeah, probably my bad.
Okay.
Okay. So another thing, dude, that's huge. They have to understand is that Europe and the euro is strong as shit right now. It's strong. So like bad for us. You know, my rent is what, 25.75 euro, right? When it comes out of my bank account, it says 3,000.
Whoa,
USD.
Whoa. Is that expensive out there?
That's true. Well,
well, I know you. You big boss over here.
You always be putting me on the spot. I cannot, bro. I cannot stay in like a normal place. I have tried, man. I can't. I could give up the cars. I could ride in a dirty bucket, all that, but I can't. Where I lay my head down, it's got to be put together. It just has to. I don't know why. Bro. I've tried and tried and tried. I don't know if you saw. I mean, I know like what your partner's like Cardell, right?
Yep.
You there? So I know he commented on something when I went to Doha. Y'all saw I went crazy in Doha, bro. Like that stuff is ridiculous. I don't even know how they dream the stuff up there, but that's just something in me, bro. I can't change it, bro. I can't change it. But if the boys want to come here, you got to be a little more put together. Pookie's and Ray Ray's gonna be mad at me right now. That will never go here. That'll never go. Like if you on the street,
Ray Ray.
They will never go. If you just sit and watch them walking down the street, all the dudes here got swag. All the dudes here are Schwab. I mean, even I'm jelly sometimes. I'm like, God damn, that boy is handsome. What am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to compete with that? Like, they just like that here. You know what I mean? And they carry themselves. They got a suave to them. And when they talk, even you think that they're like a Spanish 007. Even you think that. You know what I mean? So that's something they got to understand. If you come here, you got to be a little more well put together. There's nobody that dresses terrible. Not one person. And as blatant as it was, I remember when I made friends here the first time, they said they had seen me on the street. And I'm like, how'd you know it was me? And they're like, because you look like an American. I was like, what does that mean? They're like, all you Americans with your little t-shirts and hoodies and sweats and sneakers. So we can't do none of that stuff. If you want to date, I should say, you gotta step it up a little bit here. But the whole city's like that. The whole city's like that.
And where city is the running of the Bulls there?
Pompeii, Pompola, something like that. Y'all, if you're gonna go do that, you guys should just do. If they want to come do some of that fun stuff, they should do the tomato fight. They got the world's largest tomato fight here in that same city, and they bring out like 10 or 15 tons of tomatoes on dump trucks, bro. I'm not kidding. And they fill the streets with it, and they had the whole ass city has a tomato fight. And I mean, baddies out there getting smacked with them is wild, bro. It's wild. But if you want like a crazy experience, you ain't never gonna forget. You gotta go do the tomato fight. They got another one that's an orange fight, which I think is you're gonna be knocking people out with oranges. Come on now.
Okay, and somebody mentioned something about I don't know, topless beaches. Is that going on out there or something?
Yeah, that's just right over here. That's just right over here by the W. Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay, okay.
yeah, that's just right over here. Yeah, Europeans, you guys gotta remember, Europeans are very comfortable sexually, like very, very comfortable. Like that's no thing to them. That's no thing to them. So yeah, you just got to get used to it. But let's talk about that without me getting you in trouble. I'll censor it so you don't get in trouble on YouTube. They so in America, and even the way I see him talk in the group, the sex conversation is a little overly hyped and a little overly heated. There's too much emotion in it, right? Um, this is what I found out being in Europe. Since they don't see it so the way we do, like we see it, like guys try to see it as status and women try to reserve it or whatever. They're not so much that way here. They just, if they want to, they do. If they don't, they don't. It's kind of how they see it here. There's nothing extra added to it. And because of that, you'll notice that the relationships just go better because it's just simple. I don't want to. It is not whatever that weird ass game that we do. And I mean, I see it all over the page. Everyone trying to flex this, flex that. That's an American culture thing. And if you talk to Europeans, they'll ask you, why does America over sexualize everything? But we think they do. But when you really look at it, they're just comfortable with it. It's a part of a relationship to them. That's it. Spanish girls too. You know that. You know that. Spanish girls are the most comfortable with that, right? So it's I notice it's healthier, a lot healthier because they're just okay with it. Just like it seems like it like when we talk about, and I do not want to get political, this is just an example. Like in the states, the 3 or 4 or 5 states that have the tightest gun laws have the most gun violence. Isn't that interesting? There's something about that restricting. But the places that are more open, like Texas, Arizona, and all that, you don't have it. So I think that's the same principle with this sexuality thing. I really do think that we need to get a healthier outlook on that. I really do, especially being in Europe and Thailand. And Thailand will make you open up very fast, very fast. They're okay with stuff you just never even imagined. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I did a consultation last night, and the guy was like, "Man, which country has the most liberalness when it comes to that?" And I was like, "100% Thailand."
Yeah, but when you're there, it's not unhealthy at all, right? It's not unhealthy at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's like feeling very healthy. And even for me, I grew up in like an ultra conservative family. Even me, in Thailand, I realized any thoughts that I had before that I thought maybe I shouldn't have, I felt okay about having them there. And then I realized they were just thoughts. I maybe didn't even want to do it. It was just a thought passing through. And so I realized it was much more healthier to be in an environment like that. For me, I'm probably saying really controversial stuff.
Okay. And you say Barcelona is kind of like your landing pad, or you just kind of like to move around a little bit?
So here's why I kind of chose Barcelona. I'm going to paint it in like a relationship scenario. I'm getting to the point where I've had enough fun. Do you know what I'm saying? And that I'm kind of noticing that I don't really think about dating. I don't really think about girls that much. I really just like a better connection. And if I have a connection with someone, then I kind of like gravitate towards that a little bit more. Man, dude, all these people are trying to get on this thing too late. Like you would have had 3 different chicks come, but it's too late. Well, so for me, this is how I looked at it. Because I'm still a businessman, so that part of me still was going. In America, I want to travel. I want to travel with my girl, and I even want to go as far as when I have a family. I want to travel with the family. I think that is so healthy. They need to see this whole world perspective. Well, in the States, unfortunately, if you travel with a girl, it's a flex for her, right? And so she might not even really be coming for you and this and that, and it's way more expensive. What I found out here is in Barcelona, if I want to go to Greece tomorrow, I can literally get a ticket on Kiwi for $69. So the way we think about money, because we're so about our money, and I mean, I'm trying to loosen up about it because they're much more free here. Girls will pay for things, guys will pay for things, and I'm getting used to that. But let's say I get a girlfriend. I am able to have that same lifestyle and add excitement to my relationship for what I would pay for dinner in the United States. So 2 tickets round trip is like $240 to Greece, to London, to Paris. Come on, man.
And
We could do
is
that
there like
forever. You get a
a
girlfriend.
train you can take out there to go to all those spots, or are you just flying out?
The trains are more expensive actually than the flights,
Oh wow.
but you need to ride the trains in Europe and you'll understand. They literally have. So I usually go first class on a train, and it's kind of like first class on an airplane, just a little bit better. You have a whole table, right? You have a whole table, and you got to plug in. You got Wi-Fi. You put your luggage above or below, and you have your own section, right? But they have an executive class, which is comparable to Emirates apartment class on a plane. So it's a closed in part of the cabin where it's just you inside of a box inside the train. But it's only like when I did that from Verona, because I don't know if you guys know I was in Verona for the bike expo. When I went from I went from Verona to Florence, but when I went from Florence to Venice, I did that executive and it was only $150. But a flight was like 40. And I mean, it's up to you. If you want the experience and the view, hey, I mean, it's so comfortable. You're not dealing with the airport. You're not dealing with any of that pressures, nothing. So to me, I'm at that place where I can pay for things that are more comfortable. I like the train is smooth. There's no turbulence, nothing. And the terminals are super cool, But for right now, if people need to save a little bit of money, fly. Because I mean, if we were going to do the travel hack, because I think we still have to do a travel hack video, I was going to show you an app that aggregates all of the low cost carriers, and you guys will die if you come here on how much traveling you can do for $70 a flight to pretty much anywhere you want to go, as long as you make your hub somewhere here in Europe. And that's why I've kind of done that. So the short picture is meet a girl, we like each other, we vibe. I want to travel. I can afford for her to travel with me, even if I cover it, right? It's no different than a nice dinner. But we're literally going to Paris. We're literally going to Greece. We're literally going to London. That's a dope relationship to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing.
Okay. So Spain is a great alternative for guys that want to go to have that Colombian feel. It's just a little bit more expensive, is what you're trying to say. At the same time,
Barcelona is not Spain. Barcelona is. Like they could go to Malaga. They could go to Malaga, and that's where there's an airport there, and it's a little bit less put together. But I mean, it's still right by the beach. You still can go to Marbella, where all the multi-million-dollar houses are. You can still go across to the islands. I'm just that dude that likes to be right in the middle of everything because I don't like to walk more than 10 minutes anywhere, whatever. And I'm finding out Europeans don't think like that. The girl that was going to come here was like, oh, it's only a 30-minute walk. When I heard that, I was like, hell no, I ain't walking no 30 minutes. So, no, they can go to like Marbella, like Sevilla. The other thing with Spain, too, is if you don't want to go out, if you don't want to fly everywhere, they've got Sevilla. Sevilla is, bro, that is like fairy tale, right? You got Andalusia, the whole entire region of Andalusia is like Instagram, the whole thing. Plus, you've got the beaches like you're talking about. You've got regular beaches, you got nude beaches, you've got like here, you have super high end stuff. Like the W here is dope, like stupid dope. The nightlife is crazy. People have no idea. Imagine like the girls looking like what you see over in like Colombia, Susa, all that, but they don't have that mentality where those girls are surviving, right? These girls aren't. They just look like that and they're good. So if they talk to you, they choosing you. It's not like, oh, I got to come up. So it's a better quality around it for everything. But yeah, you got to pay for it. That's kind of how everything is in the world, though, right? So for me, it's a quality thing. It's a quality thing. Like I'm not into getting some hot girl because she needs me financially. I'm not into that because I don't. What's the bond? Is there really a bond there?
Okay, I got an interesting comment by Mole World. He says Barcelona is the only place in other parts of southern Spain. The rest of Spain is a graveyard for the bros.
I don't know about that, dude. Madrid is a whole lot bigger than Barcelona. A whole lot bigger than Barcelona. It's just more Spain, meaning You're going to get less. Like, this is a melting pot right here in Barcelona. That is like Spaniards in Madrid. It's like Spaniards. But nah, man, that I won't go with that. He's never been to Sevilla. Sevilla is like, if you got money, that's where you're going. Oh, and Sitges? Like, Sitges is like a train stay away for, like, you go on the train for $20 for an hour, and it's all beach. And that's like where the Barcelona people that have money, that's where their houses are. That's not, I can't rock with that. I'm not hating on them. I can't rock with that.
Okay. And would there be like a, you know how some of these countries have like a small Afro population? Do they have like any type of Afro there in Spain or?
Hell yeah, they do, bro. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Because a lot of black dudes from London come here too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you get Americans and you get London, and bro, let me tell you, every couple that you see, it's usually a brother that got a girlfriend. It's usually a brother that got a girlfriend here. Like, every time. You never see a brother here other than me right now, just strolling around. They always have a girl here. So yeah, there's definitely population. This is definitely a relationship city too. I guess that I should put that out there. They more interested in spending some time with you. You know what I mean? I didn't even respond to a girl last night because I fell asleep. She blew me up this morning. You know what I mean? That's just the culture. And I talked about this before, and this is still how it is here. I was here and I had met a couple and I had come back and I reconnected with the girls, right? And then all hell broke loose on my app. You already know how that goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, sure, you guys have dealt with stuff on yours. And so I was up a few nights with the coder, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, a few nights. It was only 2 or 3 days. The girl was done with me because I didn't stay in contact with her. That is just not how Americans think at all. Because I was sleeping all day, you know, working all night, sleeping all day. A couple days is fine to me. It's not fine here. No woman at all. They will not do it. They won't do it. So they have to know, if you come here and you start with the girl, if you're going to be a player, you better have damn good time management skills, because they will be out. They don't care. They're super fine. I could see why. They got plenty of options.
Okay. And a lot of people don't know, man, like running an app or managing an app or, you know, having an app in general, it takes a lot of work, bro. It takes a lot of work.
I didn't have an idea. And I was dumb enough to come with 4 out the gate. And I'm sitting here looking at it like I should have just did 1. Like, it is hell. It is hell. People do not know. Yeah, I saw your guys' little app come out and it's pretty nice. But I mean, since I'm in that game and I've seen everything you've added in there, bro, I know you work it every day. I know you work it. Especially when I seen some of the features, and I know you guys are like making it so that they can monetize themselves and all that. They don't understand the regulations you have to pass to be able to let them do that. And then you have to do stuff because Apple and Google wants a cut on top of it, and they want a stupid amount. Like, and you have to do things in a way that's legal with them, and they change terms of service on you. And if you don't sign the terms of service, they shut your app down. These guys got to know you working for them. You working hard for them. They have no idea.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Most definitely.
Not only that, the speed, the fact that the speed is up now, they don't understand all the server requirements, and you're paying for that. They have no idea that you're paying, and you're probably on AWS. I can just tell by the way your speed is. You're probably on AWS. They're not cheap. And to run AWS, you need an entire AWS architect to run that. A whole nother person. And that is their only job. And they probably bitch at you a lot. I tell you, hey, we need to up this server. We need to turn up the RAM here, blah, blah, blah. Bro, I know what you're going through.
It is a 24/7 on-call situation, man. I mean, we worked, I think, till like 4 or 5 in the morning on Christmas Day, bro. Everybody was up.
And coders live at those hours. You know what I mean? Coders love those hours for some reason. I mean, there is a trade-off that's good. Obviously, you can do most of your stuff as you're the developer, the coder's the coder. You can do most of your approvals and tell them how things work from your phone. So you still have freedom of movability, but you're busier than people really think. A lot more busy until you get the system down. But as I know, you just launched it, so you guys are feeling the people coming on, how they're moving. And since it's kind of a social network you have, it's so dynamic that your RAM doesn't adjust on its own. Right now, you probably have a guy that has to adjust it. They don't know what you're doing for them. Like, dude, all these guys that say I could code and I can put out an app and I can put it on the app store and I could do it so easy, they're complete full of crap.
Facts. That's facts.
Apple alone will reject
you don't understand
just
how
because.
long it took. This took years to develop, bro. This is not something you can do overnight. You know?
And not only that, Apple will shut you down because there's a 1 millimeter transparent line on your logo. Like, they're ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man,
Yeah.
I'll let them know. They have no idea what you've done for them. That is a huge job. And it's not, I wouldn't say hard, because you probably got people around you that are super talented, but it's dynamic and it changes. It's like there's a ghost in the machine. You cannot touch it. And tomorrow Android will stop working and Apple will work for no reason.
Facts. Facts.
You know?
Facts.
For no reason.
Facts.
And we know how American mentality is. They're going to start judging you right away. Oh, this is a terrible, blah, 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 blah. And so you need to get it up quick and fast. And so you're up till 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to find a little line of code that has an extra period in it that shouldn't have had a period in it from 8 months ago of coding. They don't understand. It's not fun.
It's like they allow you to build a house, but they're like the homeowners association, and they're very, very anal about every little thing, you know.
But they don't know what you're really doing. Yeah,
right.
Trust me, I have investors on mine, man, and some of the stuff they request, I'm like, bro, you think that sounds easy? That's like 18 pages of code, bro.
You know what?
They don't get it.
And that's one of the things I had to learn the hard way as well. You know, because you got to make adjustments. You know, when people like have suggestions, they think like it can happen overnight. I'm like, bro, that one feature might take us 3 months.
But here, and I'll help you with that. So let's say we'll just talk WordPress. Let's just say WordPress. Everyone kind of knows WordPress. It has to talk to the code of WordPress to change that they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then WordPress likes to go and update to 1.9.8.7.14, and they change everything on you. So your code has to meet that. And then Google and Apple gives you a certain amount of time to meet the WordPress code. And then Google and Apple will be like, oh, simultaneously, we're going to put out iOS 17. So it needs to match our iOS 17. And you're just like, holy shit, this is like never ending change. And so your coders have to be phenomenal. They don't understand. It can't just be some coder that says he's a coder. He has to be phenomenal.
Yep.
So yeah, big up. Get it, bro. I know. If anyone knows, I know. That's hell.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I want to give a shout out to my man Andre from Andre and Andrea Love Crossing Borders with the Colombian meal, the 20 meal. Appreciate that, my brother, always coming through. I gotta holler at you too, man. You shot me a consultation. I really appreciate that. He says, we love Spain. Just got back from Madrid, but Barcelona is the spot. Great food and club life, beach life, historical landmarks. We took the 2-hour train to Paris. I co-signed his comments.
Bro, it's so overlooked. It is so overlooked. I think when they come here, I just think that people see the price and it kind of scares them off. But the second you walk out your door, I mean, bro, I'm not even in my place right now. My place is pretty decorated very well, and I'm sitting on the terrace. It is one of them places where you walk out, you feel the energy. Everyone's happy. If I was out there walking, you'd probably see 200 or 300 people, and 150 of them dimes just out there. It is so great. It is so great. And it's just and when you talk about safety, if I was in the apartment, I would show you something. So Europe in general does this. So you know how we have the deadbolts in America?
Right.
Buddy, this on FaceTime last night. I was like, dude, check this out. Open the door's steel, the frame's steel. When you turn the deadbolt, it puts out the deadbolt, and then up here it puts out 3 bolts. Boom, 3 cylinders, and on the bottom 3 more cylinders. Bro, you couldn't drop kick that door if you tried. You couldn't do it. That is standard here. That is standard in Europe. So safety-wise, you're good in your place. Dude, we don't have a lot to worry about as dudes. If you go to Carnival, which is going on in Sitges right now, by the way, if you go to Carnival, don't have your phone hanging out the side of your pocket or just sitting on a table. You don't do that in America, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's just that sort of stuff. But I know you kind of wanted to talk about a little bit of, you want to segue over to a little bit of international business, right?
Yeah, let me catch the super chat real quick. Shout out to my man Crypto
Okay.
Bro with a $9.99 super chat. He says Spain is certified. Wait until bros find out about the Venezuelans and Colombians out there.
Yes, he's not lying. He's not lying. I forgot about that. He's not lying. Venezuelans everywhere here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere here. This is just a place you got to come and you got to be already put together.
Okay.
Like, I think they're getting away. They're getting away with it in Thailand. They're getting away with it in Colombia because it's just not expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But here, you got to already be put together. You got to. This is like how when rich people go to Monaco, no one's going to Monaco and living unless you got millions. This doesn't. You don't need millions, but you need to be well on your feet. If you got any passport bros on there that are living in Barcelona, 100%. If they've been here months at a time, 100% they're doing well. 100%. They ain't even got to tell you. You go to Colombia and make it look like you're doing well because you're traveling, but really you paid $300, $400 for your Airbnb. Thailand, same thing. Never happening here. It's never happening.
Facts. That's facts. That's facts.
It's not a flex either. I'm just saying it's just how it's structured. Go to Germany, it's even more. My place in Germany was like 5,000 a month. Dude, that's for me. I don't know. That's you get a hell of a place in the United States for 5,000. So, and Germany's pretty strict. This is just more me. If that makes sense.
You've been moving and shaking, man. You've been to Malaysia and Bangkok, one of my favorite cities in the world. Is that like a big adjustment for you, man? Like to go from that type of South Asian world to Europe? Like you going from the most budget friendly place to some of the most expensive places.
Let's rephrase the way. Let's take that off of money. Let's rephrase the differences. Okay, everything here is aesthetic. Everything you look at is nice. The girls you look at is nice. Everyone dresses nice. Everything's nice. Everything smells good. Everything's nice to touch. Everything's nice to feel. In Thailand, everything is on the inside. The way they treat you, the way that you automatically understand what it feels like to be a man, treated the way a man is supposed to be treated. Right? That is Thailand all the way, right? The patriarchy is there. And then they've got an elder hierarchy, which I don't care how thug or how tough you think you are, it seeps in you. It is beautiful. And the elder hierarchy in Thailand is if you're just older in general, people will take care of you if you're in their space. Like, there's a place I go over there called Whiskars, and out front of it is Kraft. And a lot of places, a lot of expats go there. And Randy and Big Dave, they're in their 70s, okay? And anytime they get up and leave, the girls working will put down their trays, put on Randy's backpack, grab Dave by his arm, and walk them to the car because they're 70. Not to gain anything. That's their culture. My cousin, when she comes over to the house, she's always like, Pitom, which means elder Tom. That's how their culture is. You're not getting that here. You're not getting that here. They're good in their circles here. You make your circle, you make your girlfriend, it's good inside your circles. You get the community. For instance, just to prove it, some girl was trying to big herself up saying that she goes to Thailand and does all this charity work for the homeless. And I was sitting there thinking, I have not seen a homeless person in years here. That is cap, right? So I called her out on it, and she's like, no, our family goes all the time. So I Googled it. Last year, in 2023, there was only 2,900 homeless people in all of Bangkok. And Bangkok is like 5 times the size of New York City. And I looked up Europe and the United States. We had 600,000 homeless. 600,000. All of Bangkok had 2,800. That is how well they take care of each other. It's family also, but you as a human being, they will take care of you.
Yeah, that's fact.
Total different.
That's facts. I mean, Thais can grow their own herbs now and everything. Like they got so many opportunities to make money, and usually if you see a Thai person homeless, they might have like a mental issue or something like that.
Yeah. But even the people will still let them be that way. You notice that? The people won't shun them, let them walk around crazy. And the other crazy thing too is like, have you ever seen anybody there that acts like they hate their life because they're working on a cart for 12 hours? Never. Never. They just think they're like, hey, if I'm contributing and we got a house, even if there's 10 of us, I'm okay. That, bro, for us to look at, that is just beautiful. That is gorgeous mentality. You know what I mean?
You know, when I see like
And
the
they look
guys come in, like the maintenance guys and all that, and they have on flip flops. There's something about a society that wears flip flops, man. It just makes it so laid back. Like they at work with
and they
flip
take
flops on,
and they
and
still take them off when
take
they
them
come in.
off. Yeah, they just take them off, and they just barefoot in your crib. You just like, okay, you know, and they just
Yeah, they work hard, they drill in,
oh,
and if you're
yeah, they
watching
so nice,
TV, they'll
man.
like,
It's, oh man,
yeah,
and I
it's
tell brothers
wild.
all the time. I say, man, listen, I will want more of us to go to experience that, just to get out of North and South America, right? Just to experience how it feels to be able to walk to the
Healthy.
ATM at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, count your money on the way to the crib, you know, take a
Nobody
nap on
can.
the side of the road with your money out. Like I want you to experience
Oh,
that for a while. It might not be where you want to live at, but just experience that, man.
I mean, on that little nap, you might wake up to some girl saying massage.
Right,
You want special?
right,
No,
exactly, man.
it's great, but this is more of a this here is more of a logistical thing for me. My thought process when it comes to dating is I need a girl that's fiscally intelligent with money.
Mhm.
And in Thailand, they're content, which is beautiful, and that's what we want in a girl. We want her to be content when it comes to us spending money. But
Mhm.
I want, if something happens to me, for her to have a mental acuity that allows her to right the ship at that point. And
Right.
so Europeans have that, especially if you've ever dealt with like a Russian and you're a
Mhm.
businessman, you can look at her and know she could probably run this business better than I can. If you've ever
Right.
dated a Russian girl, they
Now
they just they
I got a really really important question for you in forms of international business. Right now,
got
I know some people in Thailand that started businesses, and they Thai partner or Thai wife pretty much kind of screwed them over and took the business away from them. And I also had a partner of mine who was doing business with a Thai woman, and she tried to steal the business from him, but she couldn't. In the terms of international business, man, is it certain countries that you prefer to do business in rather than other countries
100%.
because of the certain laws?
100%.
And
If
while
you
you
are
answer that, I'm still here. I'm gonna go off camera and grab my battery real quick or my charger real quick. I'm listening.
okay. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Minute 100. Chocolate milk, baby.
Okay, I'm back.
Could they see me that whole time, or did you have it on pause?
Oh, they saw you, but it's all good.
I was just wondering. Yes. So anytime you do business, bro, you have to look at the laws and the tax laws. The tax laws are the most important thing you want to look at. Okay.
Mhm, mhm.
But any country where you cannot own the property, I mean, think about it. Like, come on, guys. If you can't own it, why would you do that?
Mhm.
Now, they might get the wrong impression because of me. I'm a Thai citizen. My mom is Thai. I
Mhm.
have bloodline. It's totally different for me. I can own. You see what I'm saying? So, and then when it comes to women in general, okay, it has taken me a very long time for me to get used to this. Women in general are built to have this acuity towards money. I hate it, but they do. Okay. And
Mhm.
I really was
Mhm.
noticing it lately. I was watching Big Dogs TV. You guys have all seen that, right? That guy that does those pranks all over ASU and he gives away
Mhm.
money and stuff.
Mhm.
He was doing the thing where he's like throwing a bag in the air, and then if they caught it, they got to keep it. It was like $1,000 inside. The length of work that women would go to for that thousand. The part that really got me was he told her that he would sell her $100 for $1. She didn't have $1. She ran all over campus and exchanged a $5 for $1 to come back and get that $100. There is something in that with them that we kind of have to kind of accept to an extent. Because I think if we just try to kick against it, we're just going to give ourselves a headache. I think we need to work with it, just like with any business. I'm sure you've run into people that do what you do, and they're so good at it that you're like, I better partner with this guy instead of compete with him. Right.
Yep.
So with chicks, I think it's just cut. I think they're just cut that way. And this is something I am getting used to. I think they're just cut that way. So when you understand that, then you realize how much should I show? How much should I not show? So if they are putting themselves in a position with a gigantic business with somebody who's, been working for 50 baht on the street market for some noodles to put her contribution into a family of 8 that are staying in one place for $250 a month, you dangled too much in front of her. Too much. You know what I'm saying? Even in America, bro, you dangle too much. You've switched them out of liking you into that Disney princess crap. That's us. You have to see what you want to show. I don't know why people have a problem with doing that kind of work, because if you're doing a business deal, you might walk in with $1 million. Are you ever letting that person know that you can afford to pay $1 million for that product? You will never let them know that. And even if they quote you a price to buy this thing that you need for your business, let's say the world's best automated AI camera, whatever, robot for $10,000, you are automatically telling them, I've only got 8. Even if you got 50,000, right? So I think they need to approach business and women that way. So that's another reason why I like being here in Barcelona. These girls can take care of themselves already. So the choice in man is different. The choice in what they do with you is different, because they're not coming from a place of ultimate scarcity. I'm sorry, dudes do it too. Just women are much more willing to do whatever for survival. We've got some pride and stuff to how we want to do things, but dudes do it too. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something that I think they need to look at. So when you try to do business internationally, I choose tech because no one can do anything about that. And it gives me freedom.
Okay.
You're an international businessman. You just might not realize it. You are set up financially, fundamentally to be anywhere, right? You just probably, I don't know where you have your LLC set up. I mean, we might have to have a talk about that, because I don't know how your setup is. You're probably still based in United States, which means you're paying an extra 25% over the DR where you're at, kind of getting a time and a half tax. I should probably have you talk to my boy and maybe change your LLC to Malta or something and drop it down to 2%. You see what I'm saying? It's if you want to be international business, you got to know the tax laws. You got to know the tax havens. The tax part is an entire job. They could have an entire master's degree on it. Trump has a master's. He got a PhD in that. There's everything you just got to know. But those things about businesses and you having someone else get it for you, that is fundamentally just not smart. Okay. Even your homeboy, man. I've done some businesses that went up in numbers, and this. When you get around people that are starting to make money, the bigger those numbers get, you start to see if they're going to unravel or if they're solid. You start to see it every time. So they need to think about that fundamentally. It's not really just a girl thing. Okay. I'm sorry. Half of the people in the group, if I came in with a Lambo and a private jet, put it all in their face, there's no way they won't act different. It's impossible. So people need to understand that effect that has. And to be a very successful international businessman, even if you're making $100K a month, you still have to have the discipline in yourself to be smart in your purchases, not just flash. And you don't understand the flash brings problems you don't really want. And you'll come to find out every time anyone first gets money, they're going to do it. I did it. I had the cars with the doors that went up, and I was posting me on the private jet, all that crap. But I learned in time, I don't use those things as much in reality. Any car, I'm 6'3", any exotic car, I don't really fit in anyways. So I'm making myself for swag. That's not authenticity. You see what I'm saying? But you put me in my F550, lounge it. I'm comfortable. It's good. Is it less money? It's a whole lot less money. So you when you get there after they get money. So fundamentally, they need to look at business in general different. And our men's kryptonite is looking like they got money and looking like they got girls. But in
Facts.
reality, people like us who've been traveling and have been out in the world and seen that it's different and find out that women approach things different. It's a lot easier, more organic to meet a woman. And we've had girls that we always wanted to have, and we come to find out that it's not all that. And I know that sounds terrible. It
No,
is
no,
all
no.
that,
It
but
makes it makes perfect sense because as you can see, celebrities get divorces and get used all the time. You know, the game is wicked out here.
I'm gonna give you guys the gem of all gems, and it might take y'all a minute to figure it out. It took me a long time to figure it out. So
Mhm.
I like to watch people that really kill the game, and I
Mhm.
love Kobe Bryant's talks. I love his talks and his mentality, and I work really hard trying to get myself there. But he used to say something that I couldn't understand for years. He used to say, "It's not about the goal; it's about the journey. The dream is the journey." I could not figure that out. I was like, I don't get it. I don't get it because it's all the stuff we hate, anyways, the journey, right? And I was like,
Fact.
how is that the dream? I could not put it together. Recently, I watched a podcast with Alex Hermosi, the dude that made the gym thing for $100 million or whatever, right? And he's like a normal, down to earth guy. He's kind of funny. And he said it in a different way and it clicked. And I was like, oh, okay, I do that. I understand. He was like, move your focus, okay, away from the goal and move your focus and your discipline onto the things that create the goal.
Mhm.
So, for instance, if you want to make $1 million, you want to be a millionaire, you focus on making it and you make $1 million. What do you do then? You don't know what to do now because you accomplished it. So, what's left? Make two, make three, make four. Once you get to a certain amount, and I'm telling you, people don't have a grasp on money, I'm sure of it. When I did my first development deal, the developer gave me $10,000 a month to spend on whatever I wanted.
Mhm.
And he made a deal where if I qualified for a condo and I qualified for my car, he paid for them. So I qualified for a Range Rover, he made the payments. I qualified for a little Sky condo, he made the payments. So I had 10,000 to spend on whatever I wanted. That went
Mhm.
on for 3 years until he died. And then his family called and said, "We're done. We're not doing this anymore. We don't want that." And when I moved out of the place, they said, "We'll finish the leases. When the leases are done, you're on your own. We don't even want to do the deal anymore because he died and they want to go a different direction." So I was like, okay, when I moved out of there, I had 10 pairs of J's I'd never put on. I had shirts and jackets and hats and beanies and glasses and all this stuff that I never wore. And I realized 10 grand a month with no bills attached is 120,000 a year. And I couldn't spend it. And I bought and did whatever I wanted. I don't think people understand that. They think in their head they need to make tens of millions of dollars. You do not. You do not. You cash flow 10 grand a month. You can live anywhere in the world except for maybe Monaco, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Switzerland, you could live, but you'd be a normal person in Switzerland at 10 grand. But I don't think people understand that. I want them to view it more so that way. So that translating to international business goes to something you said. You don't want pesos. I remember you saying that once. You don't want pesos.
Right.
So this would want to become an international business guy. Your businesses should be located in a place where you can either get the pound, the euro, or the dollar,
Facts.
because the translation of that is in Thailand is 37 times translation, right? So
Mhm.
$1 is worth 37 over there. So you make your life easier. That to us is called leverage. You're leveraging yourself because you have the strongest currency. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, Not going to get into the politics of it, but anyone that's hearing all this stuff about BRICS and them taking over and killing the dollar, the reality of that is almost nil in our lifetime because they did that with
Mm.
the euro. If you want to do the history, they did that with the euro. It took what almost 100 years, 50 years before the euro gained any value at all.
Mhm.
That's what they did. BRICS and the euro, same thing. It's the same thing. And first of all, they have to make a currency, and they haven't made a currency. You know what BRICS is, right?
Right. Right. Of course.
Yeah, they have to make a currency for that area. First of all, they haven't even done that. Then it has to gain value, and on top of that, all the countries that are in that, their value against the dollar is nothing. I'm sorry, you could take 19 countries with crappy value, throw all that money in the pot. It does not make it worth more than $1. It doesn't make it worth more than $1. There's just a
Mhm.
pile, a heap of money that's not worth more than $1. So anybody that wants to get into business and they're worried about it, don't worry about it. Not in our lifetime. Don't worry about that. Just get the dollar, the euro, or the pound. If you get the pound, you're killing everybody because the pound is like, it's always on top, always on top.
Mhm.
But that's all. I mean, I'm not going to get into the details of that. The dollar is probably the best worldwide. People understand the dollar. They understand that they're paying a little more. The pound might run them off, you know. So that's one of the things I think people really need to get in and understand. Now, when I talk about digital international businessman, now you can open your LLC in any of those places, okay? Europe, whatever, okay?
Mhm.
And I'm going to give you guys all a free hack. Go and follow Vanderbilt Money on Instagram. This dude posts every day about the tax laws in countries. He posts the immigrant or the visa requirements and how to get citizenship. He does it every single day, and he gives you a free pamphlet. So if you want to do, like right now, I think Italy is changing their visa to where like there's like no income requirement right now,
Mhm.
and he'll give you the whole pamphlet on how to do it. But he brings up stuff crazy like Montenegro. If you just put 10,000 in the bank, you get citizenship over there. Like that's wild.
Okay, you
You know what I'm
said
saying?
Vanderbilt Money.
Vanderbilt Money, yeah.
Yeah, I just followed it. Okay, Vanderbilt Money. Got you.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put it in the chat as well.
Yeah, definitely follow Vanderbilt Money. But here's my thing, and this is I'll give people a way to get started. Okay, this
Okay, well,
might
hold on.
make
Before you
you a
do that,
little.
before you do that, let me catch the super chats real quick so I can put the Vanderbilt Money on there.
Okay.
QB Passport flexing with $1.99 at super chat. Says Spain is legit and safe. Shout out to my man QB Passport flexing. Appreciate that super chat. Ace Fast with $10 super chat. Excuse me, I really appreciate that. He says he's not lying. Was in Barcelona for the holidays. Those women have their own. Going to
Yep.
Spain leading with your wallet is a wash. The competition there is stiff, which is a good
Yep.
thing. Shout out to my man Ace Fast and $10 super chat. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, those dudes are going to the club buying tables themselves here.
Mm-hmm. Let me put that in the chat. Vanderbilt Money.
Yeah, they need to find.
on us,
They
man. He
need to
dropping
get
some
Vanderbilt
gems on
Money.
us. There you go. Vanderbilt
Yeah,
Money.
that one's really big. And now I talked about Revolut last time. You can't do business without Revolut. You got to have it if you're going to be international. You need it. Period. You need it. Period. Because I'm sure people have used their debit card and they get all these extra international charges when they get home, and they don't realize that is scaled on what they bought. So they might buy something super dope for $500 here, and then they get like a $28 charge for international transfer. And this is just a personal travel thing, guys.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever buy anything and they ask you euros or dollars, pesos or dollars on the little tap thing, always do the local currency because your bank will charge you for the transfer, the transfer fee to exchange fee. Just
Mm-hmm.
if you're just do euros, if they ask you, they'll say euros or dollars, euros. If you're in Mexico and they say pesos or dollars on the little card scanner thing, pesos, because you'll have to pay extra for the exchange fee. That's just one thing to know. If you get that basic down, you'll understand in business to do that all the time because we're running transactions like guys that are doing Amazon right now are doing what $60,000 a month transactions on their card for inventory. Can you imagine what the international fee is going to be on that?
Mm-hmm.
Hell no. And then tax, like, come on, you don't want all that. But here's my thing on international business. I'm going to make it as simple as I can. And I already know how you operate. You're going to look at me like, damn, Thomas, you did not. You're going to want to do this.
Okay.
Newsletters are the best start ever for anybody. Your cost is pretty much $0. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a topic or a conversation or anything, like you should have a Passport Bros newsletter, period. And you should get into some menus.
I do.
Yeah. You should have it should be 99 cents a month or $50 a month for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then put links in there that anybody that's subscribed, they get things from Passport Bros on whatever partnerships you made with travel companies or whatever. But what's nice about a newsletter is as long as it's got stuff in it that's kind of cool. Like I always buy Travel and Leisure I always buy Condé Nast Traveler. That a newsletter is really like sending them a magazine, but you just send them with one article at a time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think every passport bro should do this because it doesn't really matter what you write. You just have to keep doing it consistently until people start catching on to it. They might put a month or 2 months or 3 months or 6 months or a year, but the second that that thing catches, their life is done financially. Done. Done.
Mm-hmm.
If they want the blueprint, look up a company called $1 Million Newsletters. Okay, they show you the whole formula, and then just leave it to them to figure out whatever they want to do and whatever they want to write about. What's cool about that is they can write an article from their phone, then get to a point where everybody else writes articles for them and they don't do anything at all. And this is all digital. This costs nothing. Now, when you get into mailers, yes, you'll pay a certain amount of money for mailers when you get to 2, 3, 4, 500,000 people you're sending it to. But what I want to tell people that I don't know if they're understanding is today in the digital world, your audience is your asset. Your audience. So you might have an audience.
You dropping too many gems today, man. Hold on, I gotta. That's why I told you the consultations, brother. The consultations. But we here today.
Yeah,
I
I
know. We are here.
I probably should, but the only thing you want to do and make sure with your newsletter is that it goes up one direction that people understand. Meaning they know anytime they read the newsletter, it's about these types of things. If you're all over the place, you'll lose your audience, right? So it's counterintuitive if you think I want to be broad, but you really don't. You want a niche and you get a bunch of people. And dude, I'm telling you, you could write about cars, motorcycles, girls, anything you want. You just have to consistently do it. Newsletters are easier than blogs. They're easier than blogs, but in your case, you can turn your blogs into newsletters. Not blogs, but your blogs, if that makes sense. And here's the other thing, too. You can buy email addresses. People don't understand it. They're not that expensive. And you can buy email addresses in the exact demographic you want, saying, I want people that live and make this much money, and they maybe ride a Ducati because I'm talking about Ducatis. And you could just mass send that and and the nice thing too about mailers is you will literally see who opened and who didn't open things, right? And then when you see who opened and didn't open things, then you can adjust and see, okay, they respond to this, they respond to that, they respond to this. You already know, and you don't have to resend to them and spend that 2 cents to send them or whatever it costs. So you can hone this in really, really, really good. These guys could do this, having a full-time job at home right now, get this thing honed in and built. Yes, do your research. Yes, get on YouTube. Yes, read about newsletters. Yes, follow $1 Million Newsletter. Yes, get good at it. But this is something every single passport bro could do and get a $10,000 to $100,000 a month cash flow easily. Yes, it may take a year or two. To me, if you put a year in to get even just $10,000 a month residually, is it worth it? I just gave you a story of how well I lived with $10,000 in the United States of passive money. Do that internationally. Do that in the Philippines. You're like freaking Warren Buffett in the Philippines if you got that kind of money every month.
Facts.
Everybody should do that. And then the one little tweak or I'll add on to that, okay, is shit, I forgot. I blanked it. It had something to do with the newsletters. Oh, dude, I had a bomb for you guys too, and it just went. It just went away.
Don't worry about it at all, man. But you always dropping good knowledge. But I'm not gonna hold you too much longer, man. We always try to keep our shows around an hour and some change. We gotta do this, man. Maybe we can do this weekly or something, man, because you always dropping really good information. That's why I said at the beginning of the show, Mr. Informational.
Yeah, we can call it something Wednesdays, something Tuesdays, or something like that. We just have to talk ahead of time a little bit about what we're going to talk about. But I do think that these guys do need to know how to travel a little bit more efficiently. I'm sure I could look at any one of these guys going on a trip and be like, you go that way, you're going to spend probably $1,000 more than you need to. I'm almost sure. And I can have them living and staying in places that they didn't even know they could do. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of stuff they don't know, like, dude, you wanna have your swag? Go to Thailand and buy it in Thailand, bro. Like, You're not paying the luggage charge, and you're getting it in Thailand for 10 cents on the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if you keep it or you don't. You see what I mean? And you can move freely. There's a lot. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, man. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Can
Well,
I
bro,
ask
I
you
appreciate.
a question?
Oh, go ahead.
You
No, go
share
ahead.
with
Go
the
ahead.
fellas. What did
Go
you
ahead.
decide? What did you decide to go to DR for? Like, let's be honest. You were telling me a little bit about it.
Mm-hmm. I like the DR, man, because it's like an international. It's like an international city, so I like to fly out and go wherever. So here I can fly out from San Domingo to go to other places in the world fairly cheaply, fairly reasonable price. And I like the DR. You know, I started off kind of living in the DR before I moved to Colombia, so that's one of the main reasons. I have a lot of friends here as well. That's pretty much the
What's your
main reason.
thought? Like, what's your real feelings on Colombia right now?
I'll be back in Colombia soon, man. You know, I love Colombia, but I move a little differently than you guys is kind of going out there for the the weekend warriors and everything. And so, but I'll
If
be
you
back in
wanted to
Colombia
go
soon.
out there and you wanted to holler at one of them Colombian girls, because it seems like, man, they just got it all. What's the move? What's the move out there to make sure she's legit?
Oh,
She's
that's
not
easy.
just out the, huh?
That's easy. Go
Okay.
go through your circle. Go through like your friends, your family. You know, like I follow this page. I have an Afro Latina friend that she throws like Afro beats parties, basically, right? And I just kind of mix in within that circle. Whatever they're throwing parties, there's going to be women there. She has plenty of friends, and I just kind of go through that circle. And that's just one of my
But
friends. I got another friend who's a Papa DJ out there. He has plenty of friends. We just kind of move around, in different little circles where people know of someone. So you don't have to worry about somebody drugging you because okay, that's my DJ's best friend's cousin. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. That's how you got to kind of move out there a little bit.
what about just someone just randomly, you just randomly have a drink at the table and someone just, how do you deal with that? Because now I feel like we got to act like girls and just have our
I
hand
mean,
over our cup all.
people get on me all the time. When they see some of my videos, I don't have I don't really drink beer like that, but I kind of hold my cup kind of like, I'm always paying attention and watching my drinks, man. I did a consultation last night, and he's like, man, how did you live out there for so long and didn't have any issues? And I said, because I'm already naturally paranoid, just by my nature of how I kind of grew up and all that.
So with that
So
paranoia,
I'm already kind of like already just. And I was raised by a police officer as well. So that makes a big difference. Even though I didn't become a police officer, he might as well train me like a police officer to kind of have what they call soft eyes. And soft eyes is kind of seeing beyond what you're seeing. So when I walk around, I can see the predators. I can almost identify certain people just by, they look, they vibe. I'm like, okay, he's in Provenza, but he's not looking at the women. He's not really, you know what I'm saying? He's not parlaying. He's looking to see who's drunk.
so you're saying the dudes you need to watch out for.
You need to watch out for everybody, man. You need to watch out for everybody, in my opinion.
Why is it got to be in the one place with the baddest women? Like, come on, man, that's just unfair.
Did you see my post on Facebook? You see my post on Facebook?
No. What'd you say?
I said I've come to the realization that the countries with the most beautiful women are the most dangerous. Basically, some of the most dangerous places in the world house the most beautiful women. And
Okay.
I got some say yes, some say nay, but I mean,
yeah,
Colombia, Brazil. I mean, they got some of the most beautiful women in the world, and it's
you think
dangerous.
Brazil is dangerous? I don't think Brazil's that dangerous compared to Colombia.
All right, so Brazil is dangerous if you go to the wrong areas for sure, but you don't have to like be such on the lookout in the nice areas of Brazil like you do in Colombia.
Well, in Brazil, when you're in the wrong area. It is like night and day. You're in the wrong area.
Well, I was at a Blocko party one time in Brazil, and I was doing my YouTube thing, and it got a little greasy real quick out there. You know what I'm saying? And they spoke a little English.
But that's the crowd. That's the crowd, though. I'm saying, like, personally, like with me, sometimes I roll by myself. Even in a crowd, I like to observe. So I'm not really running with a team. In Brazil, I can tell. Like, and it's almost like you're walking, and all of a sudden, it just like darkness comes over that street. And you're like, well, I crossed into an area. I need to go back. You know what I mean? Colombia don't seem like that. That's the part that hurts my heart about Colombia. It's beautiful. It's like this all the time, everywhere. And bro, what do they do? Their condos, their Airbnbs are amazing, bro. Amazing in Colombia. Like
It looks like heaven, but shit, it can go to hell real quick out there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not
Man,
funny, but unfortunately.
Okay, I'm gonna say one thing and then jump off. Some of the international stuff too is like with tech. I think dudes should be okay with some of the traditional things just done in a different way. Okay, so like the way stuff is done now, I think that you can do like Amazon, AWS type sales. The way that it's done today, if you want the freedom, is that you get into other parts of business that teach. Well, Google alone will teach you how to know what product sells the most. But what's really cool is you can work with the manufacturers now, which means you don't even have to carry the inventory at all, at all. And then you set your own price. They send it, ship it, whatever. And then one thing that's really easy, and you're doing it a little bit. I don't know what your process is though. I love these print and ship companies. Is that who you're using, or do you carry the inventory?
I said, say it one more time.
So
I'm giving away all my secrets, man. I will say what now?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't see why you would carry the inventory. Maybe it's cheaper, but I don't know about the labor time. I don't want to print and ship, or I don't want to ship it. I don't want to do that. But I know, like, if they use like Printify or Printful, if they want to write that down, you can make anything on there. You just have to make the graphic. And what they do is they put a wallet on there for you to put some money in. And then when people buy the product, they will get the order. They'll give you a store. They'll get the order. They'll print the hoodie or they'll print the shoe, or they do all over print and stuff now. And they'll send it for you in the name of your company and everything. And then they just take what.
That's cool for, like, I would say, like, self-ran businesses. But when you start to do volume and you see like the price, like you can get the shirt made for like $3 and they charging you $17, $15. That's when you start to go into a different mode. Like, okay, let me cut these guys out. Let me just see the prices, how much I cost to buy, get it manufactured here in Colombia. You know, because I got guys that's in Colombia. Colombia has a lot of manufacturing districts with the leather and all that good stuff, and the coffee as well. And they'll get everything done in Colombia, buy it in bulk, and they'll get a DHL account, and they'll send it to America, and they'll pretty much get their family members to ship it out themselves, you know, and they'll save like 45% doing that, you know, because in essence, when you go to a print to demand company, you're basically purchasing from them. So their t-shirts are like $70. In some cases, their t-shirts be like $15. But a t-shirt costs $3 to make.
A premium shirt. So let me give two thoughts to that. Two lines of thought. Your way, yes, absolutely, because you want to do this mass manufacturing thing. But for me, trying to help Passport Bros be Passport Bros, I don't care if it's expensive, because I feel like they should sell a premium product anyways. So sell a premium hoodie. Look at it more like Billionaires Boys Club. Look at it more like you're selling a Gucci hoodie. Whatever. Create a brand that people are willing to pay more money for. You don't really care. And again, like I said, if you really look at how much money you make cash flow, if you're anywhere in the $4,000 to $5,000 a month as a Passport Bro, you can do anything. You can live anywhere except for the super expensive places. So they can have the Passport Bro life. So I'm trying to tell them that in a way so that they can go from where they're at home, struggling in their job, to getting out and being on digital and making money. I'm trying to tell them how to do that. So I don't want them to nitpick those prices, but you're trying to do for 40, 50, 60,000 people. That makes sense for you. But for someone like them who, let me push 1,000 a month and my margin is $20, they're doing really well. But they have to make the product premium.
It's a good way to start. It's a very good way to start. But also on some of them print demands, since they capture the money first. One time I was waiting for a payment from a print demand company for 3 months, bro. They held payment. Not for no legal reasons or anything. They just said, "Oh, we're gonna get to you. We're going through. We're changing payment processors." That's their excuse. We're changing payment processors. I'm like,
was it Stripe?
No, it wasn't Stripe. I don't know what their payment processor is, because they're not the payment processor. They just get paid first, and then they pay you.
Yeah.
So that's the problem I have. And you're doing all the marketing. So that's the issue I have. But I want to catch this. Hold on. I got this comment right here. I want you to answer this. Hold on. I just had it up. Okay, here we go. Afro Latino says, wait, in Europe, there are pickpockets like crazy. People get drugged there too. So why people act like it's any different than South America? You want to answer that?
Bro, it is way different than South America, bro. Like, are you kidding? I was sitting there chilling, and I don't drink, so I get these like virgin mojitos, and I'm still bad. Like I have the phone I'm on right now is two grand. It's a Huawei Mate X3. I have two iPhones because we build apps, so you know you got all the phones to test them on, right? I had all of them just sitting on the table. People was walking by and they didn't touch nothing. It's when you start getting in a situation where there's too many people around you, and it's getting dark, and you're kind of like setting yourself up. You see what I mean? South America in general, not bad. We're talking about Colombia. Colombia, bro, they riding by a motorcycle snatching your stuff. Like, this is just totally different. No way. And that's another thing with the international stuff. The government and the law here backs you up. They don't back you up in Colombia.
They don't.
You see, that's totally different.
They don't at all.
They don't.
You know,
unless you put yourself towards mafia-esque and you got them on payroll or something. You know what I mean?
Man, you know what? I'm gonna send you a video, and I'm gonna do a breakdown of this video because I do want to collaborate with the content creator. But he made a video, Obiland, about buying guns and how to look like a tough guy in Colombia. And I'm sitting, I'm sitting here like, bro, you gonna lead guys down the wrong road trying to do what they do, like they're in their own country. Like, bro, you end up shooting a Colombian, there might be some problems with that. Even if even in the wrong, there could be some issues because they're gonna be like, fuck you, American, and you done shot this Colombian guy. What happened? Or he was trying to rob me. Are you sure he was trying to rob you? Maybe he was trying to. So that's why I'm like,
even in Thailand, bro, if you punch a Thai person,
it's a wrap.
You fighting 59 people in 5 seconds. You fight 59 people.
I've seen it with my own two eyes, bro. And they don't care. And they don't care.
And little Thai dudes are not pussies, bro. Them are some bad mofos, bro.
Yeah, they know Muay Thai. Like I always tell people, they know Muay Thai like we know basketball.
And if anybody's ever trained Muay Thai, I have a little bit. They don't just teach you to kick; they teach you how to kick with this wild velocity. And before that, they strengthen your muscle fibers between the bone that connect to the bone and the tendons. Strengthen that first.
Yeah. The shin.
So they make you kick things and make your body become callous there. So you messing with like a soldier, bro. Like they don't understand. They look at him, see this little dude. I'm like, bro.
And they go right here with it too. Bow, right to the face.
And fast and easy.
Right to the kidney. Bow.
Yep. They know where to go. They know what to do, and they've been trained. My mom knows it. When my mom was born, I didn't know that in her time you had to learn Muay Thai. You had to. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And then, I mean, I saw her do some things, me and my brother, and was like, yo, what mom was like a super agent? Like, what's happening here, right? That's when we learned. But no.
So you're lucky because you're half Thai, man. But you know, them visa situations, like you got the Muay Thai visa, they keep inching up a couple $100 every year. I think it's like at $1,500 now. And the thing is,
they've got that.
You can only leave Thailand for like 2 weeks out the year during the visa.
You can only say that again.
So if you get the Muay Thai visa, it was $1,300. I think it went up to $1,500, but I'm not sure. But in that Muay Thai visa, technically you're supposed to be training Muay Thai. So when you leave the country, you cannot leave. If you leave for more than 3 weeks, they can reject your visa.
Yeah, that's how Muay Thai works. Like you are in a camp. You don't live anywhere else but and you living in a little ass tent. Basically, like that, people don't understand. If you really train Muay Thai in Thailand, you are like in prison almost. Like you don't sleep in wonderful places. You eat and train and eat and train and sleep, and that is it all day long. I don't think people understand that. I want to do it. I just don't know if I got it. I don't know if I got it like that, but I want to do a 3-month camp to see if I can survive it. I'll come out.
I see them guys running at 7 in the morning sometimes. You know, about 30 of them. They running, you know, and they be carrying each other sometimes up the hill and everything. Like they cardio is something serious. You know, they
go hard, bro.
But you know most cats that buy the Muay Thai visa don't actually train Muay Thai. Like they might go there to get their actual visa, and take some
Yeah,
photos. Maybe I'm
yeah.
saying too much, but they don't actually be.
You got to be careful in Thailand, though. That's the one thing they do watch. Like I overstayed my visa by 4 days. They pulled me out of line in security, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They pulled me out of line when they ran my passport and took me in a back office, and I had to pay them 2,000 baht, or I wasn't going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, they Thailand is cool, but don't they just like us? Don't mess with their money, bro. We made you a deal. We let you come here and do what you do. Take advantage of it. We gonna make you pay. Yeah. But
I want to give a
wrap
shout out
it
to
up.
my man Green Lantern 81 with $99 super sticker, man. I really appreciate that.
Super sticker. What is that?
That's kind of like a graphic to a certain degree.
All right. If you was to ask me one super gem question that maybe you want me to give the secret on instead of you give the secret on, what would it be? What do you think for your family of BMT people? What from what you see and what you hear all the time, what you think is something they want to know that
The
I
biggest
might
thing,
know?
guys, the biggest thing guys want to know, and which you touched on this show and other shows, is how to make money while you're overseas, man. How to the blueprint to getting out the matrix for good. You know, that's
So
what people want to know.
they got to have a mindset of America and live internationally, and they've got to do business as an American in America in a country. So you're
Mm-hmm.
still doing business in America. You're just not living in America. That's
Mm-hmm.
the main thing. So you do it digitally, or you do, like I said, the unsexy businesses that can run themselves, or Europe. You could do it in Europe too. But Europe has a lot of very interesting liberal laws that you might not like, and their tax codes are crazy. Like, I don't know if you guys know, Iceland's tax, they tax you like 45% of your income. That's like half. And some people are like, it's great because you get free healthcare and you get free college. Yes and no. Okay. Like I went to the hospital here to pay a bill and I sat there for like 3 hours just because it's free. So there's more people that'll go. But the other thing they're not thinking is, unless you're getting ready to start a family per se and you want the free education, it's not necessarily worth it because two reasons. First, see what the education is, because people don't realize, like what they told me in Iceland. They're like, this is great if you want to be an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the school teaches. But if you want any other education, you got to pay for it. So keep it all in America. Keep it all in America. I would say, and we haven't touched on this, I would have a little bit of a look at crypto. I'm not super into it, but
Mm-hmm.
I will say, since they approved a bunch of stuff, and I've been watching what BlackRock has been saying, BlackRock almost owns the world over there. They're looking to have their own tokenization. You need to get some fundamental understanding of it to some
Oh
level.
yeah. Oh yeah. We do. Man, I be having these crypto shows, but guys be afraid of one of the guests. They'll be wanting to smoke. So we have our crypto shows,
So
sometimes too.
I'll tell you this as me being like a good businessman, but a rookie in crypto. Okay. The way that I look at crypto right now is I had to understand it in a way that I understand normal banking. So I understand that a cold wallet is like me being my own bank. It's like me taking my money and putting it in a safe under my bed, except for I got a cool little crypto thing that I can put in my pocket and nobody can touch without my 12 passcode. Okay. So that's the security of your money. The only thing that's a little interesting is what you're holding the money in. If you're holding it in something that's very volatile, even though it's in the bank, your bank, it can change value, right? And then the other thing that I'm finding is when you, with crypto.com, that's kind of cool in the fact that they give you a card. I've had a crypto.com account for a long time. I just didn't really use it that much, but you could spend that like regular money. Okay. But that's called a hot wallet, right? And that's hackable to some extent. You saw FTX go down and then Coinbase went down. You saw that. So that's why people have a cold wallet, to kind of save themselves from that. The way I would do it as I'm learning is I would take my money just like I have in the bank here and I'd put it in my cold wallet. Okay. Then when I want to spend it, I'll transfer a certain amount into a hot wallet or whatever, and I'll make my purchase or my trade. That's it. And look at it that way. Like you put $1,000 in the bank, put $1,000 in your crypto bank. Only you have the opportunity. And I'll tell you what a mentor said that got me into just dealing with stocks in general. I was like, I don't want to mess with stocks. He's like, why? And I'm like, it's risky. He's like, is it? And I'm like, yeah, you could lose your money. And he goes, well, let's look at it in real life. Did you guys go to the club last night and spend $3,000 on bottles? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, you getting any of that money back? No. He's like, if you put 3,000 in stock or crypto, you have the opportunity to make more money. So which one's a better investment in general? If you're going to blow it anyways. So if people want to deal with stocks or crypto or whatever, spend the money you're going to blow anyways. If you're going to go pop bottles this weekend, don't go this one weekend. Take that amount and try the game. Because you're giving that money away anyways. So why have an issue with losing it in crypto or losing it on a bottle? Unless women mean that much, which I hope it doesn't. Not those type of women. Not those type. That whole, dude, I can't believe I'm going to tell you this right now. That whole bottles getting chicks type thing, that's for when you got dumb money. Because it's cheaper to buy a bottle and get 10 chicks than it is to take 10 chicks on a date. That's for when you got dumb money. Okay? That's what that's for. So, yeah, I think they should play a little bit, but don't take me as an expert, guys. I am such a rookie in that game. I use it like a bank and a debit card right now, and that's about it. But I'm seeing the foundation of it, saying, okay, this has built in a way to do this. When I talked about Revolut, there's another card called N26, which is like a Revolut card, but they deal with crypto a lot if you want to. Look it up. It's just like Revolut. It's a fintech company. It's a card that goes in your wallet. It's called N26. They let you trade and do all that stuff just like Cash App does, but a lot more advanced. And they've been like that forever. I saw that 5 years ago. They've been like that all. So they're pretty in the game with that. If you want to move over to that. So what do you mean by people are kind of scared of it? Are they scared of it like I was, where I just didn't know what was going on? Or
No, I'm talking about one of my, usually, I like to have debates in some of my crypto shows. And one guy is adamantly against crypto. I call him Killer Kev from Harlem. He wants more traditional, investments, Apple, Nike, stuff like that. Although he owns some crypto as well, he thinks it's very volatile. I don't know if he still thinks that way with like you said, BlackRock coming in and all that good stuff. But he'll be it'll be like a versus the other guys who pretty much pro crypto.
But everything's going to be tokenized, bro. Everything's going that way. We really don't have a choice in that. It's all going that way. They're tokenizing everything. And here's the other thing people don't realize is that they're saying, oh, currency now. We've been on fiat is what we call it, right? Fiat currency. We've been on that for 50 years. We don't have real gold in the treasury. People don't know that. We don't. It's all fake money now. It's fake money now. So, hey, if you're getting something that's a little bit more secure, and from what I'm understanding in my research is that it's decentralized, so everybody can kind of see the transaction. There's a lot to learn. I'm not saying there's not a lot to learn. It's just you got to go that direction. You do a little bit of it. See if you can get comfortable. I did a play with Cardano.
Cardano, yeah.
About years ago, and I made 5K on it. So it works. But I had some prodigy dude that was like a little bit eccentric saying, got to put money in Cardano. And I saw all my rich guys, them guys putting 20, 30,000 in. I was like, shit, I'll put 1,000 in there. I made 5 on it. So I know it works. And I was able to get the money out, and I had to do it through crypto. It was there. But internationally, I got to wrap this up. I can only tell you guys, I think tech is the best for the movement. I want to stay freedom. I want the freedom of the movement. Tech, there's everything. And you can NFT, like you can turn stuff in. You could take this and make this a limited edition thing, which maybe you should do. Maybe you should make a whatever anniversary Passportbros thing and make an NFT and give it a certificate and let that thing trade in value. That's like turning your product into Supreme, how the Supreme product is, right? There's that stuff too. But if anybody wants to get in the game, like I said, tech-wise, some of the stuff that's out there is really not bad. Affiliate marketing is not bad. If you want the freedom in the movement, I like to do like you. I kind of work with a whole bunch of people, get a bunch of commissions, and I love membership products. And this here, let me tell your people this too. On the membership product, they're freaking out about paying a membership to be on the Passport Bros. They don't understand. I'm going to break this down on how they're doing this anyways, and they don't realize it. When you pay income tax and when you pay sales tax and all those things in the world that they just take from you, they don't give you a choice like you do on the membership. That money is supposed to go back into infrastructure. People don't realize that's why rich cities do well, because the tax money they get actually goes back to the police department. It actually goes back to the fire
Facts.
department. It actually goes back to paving the roads. It actually goes back to landscaping. It actually goes into building infrastructure. It actually does. And that's why those cities do well. The cities that don't, the government's using it for whatever they feel like it, and the city pays and they struggle. Like what you're seeing happen in California. That is a gross misuse of funds. If you guys wanted me to break down how easily you can see a corrupt city, look at the population of let's just look at just sales tax and income tax. Okay, everyone pays sales tax, everyone pays income tax. California people have super high income, right? And they have super high population. So let's just take sales tax and income tax only. And if they only get sales tax and income tax, and theirs is a little higher than everyone else's, how much money are they accumulating daily? With that population, California should have gold or platinum plated streets. Just from that. Just that's an easy math to do in your head. And they got all the celebrities over there. So they're in a 42% tax bracket, right? So that you look at that and say, where's the money going? That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know on if that city or that country is corrupt. The government. That's all you need to know. That's it. That's how, if these guys want to know where to move, where to live, where to do business, that's all you need to know.
Excellent. Mr. Driver with the $4.99 super chat says, shout out to BMT and T Brown. I guess that's your nickname, bro. T Brown now.
People call me T Brown, yeah.
Okay. Been traveling to Spain for 8 years. Keep it low key, por favor. LOL.
But listen, bro, Mr. Driver. People don't get over the money hurdle very easily. So it's going to be safe for a while. People have to get comfortable with money and themselves at a certain level of prosperity to come here anyways. Otherwise, they're doing a 2 or 3 day vacation. And dude, I just ate paella. I found a place that'll give me paella by myself, virgin mojito and some olives and a dessert. And it was like 41 euros for just myself. So you don't got to worry about that unless. And here's the thing too. Any of you guys that are making some cash and you do it consistently, it changes you as a person. So you're less drama. You're much more level. You understand the value. You understand the work that you put in to get there. You just want to have peace and comfort. High income owners, for the most part, are not drama. So when you see these guys come up, like 50 Cent said it. 50 Cent said, you ever notice the ninjas that always cause the fight? Never the rich ninja. The rich ninja's in a good place. He don't start nothing.
Always. He has more to lose.
So when if you guys ever see me on the app, on the page, and I'm jabbing them back a little bit, I'm just kind of letting them know, we know you're full of it. We know you're lying. You ain't got it like this, or you wouldn't have to do this. Facts. So don't worry, bro. If he's doing it now, he's fine, and he knows that everyone around him is probably pretty well put together in general.
Awesome, man.
That's it, my guy, man. I appreciate it. This was a little mellow chat.
We definitely gonna have to do this again, man. We got to schedule like a weekly show because you always dropping some good information out here, man.
I mean, I want them to live. I love the platform. I love the Passport Bros platform because I want people to live. And sometimes when they don't know me and I'm face to face with them, they might not trust it because they don't know what's in it for me. In this format, there's nothing in it for me, so they can trust it. Does that make sense? There's nothing in it for me. I believe, if people want to know why I do it, I believe that if you raise the tide, you raise all ships, right? And I think if more dudes are elevated in financial freedom, independent location, time independent, and they're just happier people in general, I think that's good for the world. I'm sure that you, and I know you keeping it in your world, but I know your little circle with Cardell and all that. I know you boys are doing well, and there is never drama. You guys are probably laughing, talking about nothing all the time.
Yeah, because
I
everybody
like,
building. Everybody
huh?
building. Everybody building. You know how we know how we roll.
Yeah, because everyone knows they take care of themselves and they can cross promote, and you guys believe in abundance. You know that you're not taking from nobody. You're actually helping them, and it's helping you. And it's just, but that's not how people think in general. So this
Mm-hmm.
platform for me, the reason why I always accept your invites is because they can't find that. They know that the gem I'm giving them, I'm just giving it to them. There's nothing in it for me. I really
Mm-hmm.
want to see them on that level. And it makes, okay, let me take that back. There is something in it for me. When I hang out with those brothers and they doing something, I get to have a good time with them too. I can go to the club, or I can go to like Miss Lily's in Dubai, and it might be a $500 bill. That dude's okay with it. You know what I mean? He
Mm-hmm.
can move like me. Maybe that's what I get out of it if I meet people. And I've met a few people, but for the most part, I really want to see people grow, right? I do keep certain things to myself that I built and put a lot of work into because that's my niche, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I do want to see people have that freedom and that abundance also, because I think it makes the world a better place in general. Like, yes, there are some people that money is an accelerator and it might make them more evil, but they're not, they're, you can tell when you work with certain people, you're like, nah, we ain't working with this guy. You know it. You know it in them. So I like that it naturally self-separates itself. It naturally works that way. I like that. So that's kind of why I want to offer, and I want to see people out there and do good. I think in the spiritual battle, sorry guys if you don't like me saying that, I think in the spiritual battle, it's better. You elevate yourself to a level of freedom like this, you pass that on to your sons and your daughters. That goes on for generations and generations and generations and generations. Us as men, that is one hell of a legacy to leave. That is one hell of a legacy to leave. I feel like they could come see me on the other side and been like, T did it. He really was in the game for us, for our family. That's, maybe I got a little deep on you guys, but bro, that's where it's at for me. So you guys, it's all family to me, man. But yeah, I've got a brutal side. Come disrespectful, you're not gonna like me at all. But I think that's everybody, right?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
You more
Pretty
mellow
much.
than me though. How do you deal with that, bro? Because you've been running this more. I don't put up with it at all. You kind of just, I've seen people say some dumb stuff about what you're doing, and you don't seem to care.
Yeah, I mean that's YouTube. People just be throwing shots. They don't really know you or your real character or what your intentions are. You just gotta.
Right.
That's just what comes with the
So,
territory of being known out there publicly.
so for me to learn, let me learn something from you, okay?
Uh-huh.
For the most part, in our culture, I feel a little bit like I don't understand all of our culture. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
bit of a crabs in the bucket part of our culture that I don't understand. And when
Mm-hmm.
I watch it, I'm kind of like, this is like the modern girl. Like the things the modern girl does is going to hurt her later. What is that? What is that? Do you think that is? What is that?
Well, I've identified them, and it went pretty much. It's funny because I have a decently sized channel, but I know a lot of people pull a lot of terms and information from the channel, right? Because I hear them say some of the things that I've said, and I've identified them as plantation bros, jokingly,
Mhm.
but it's very important that we kind of separate ourselves from guys that didn't probably either have the right upbringing or the right, formula for them to think that spewing negative and hatred things, untrue things is actually going to stop somebody from being successful. It's like a waste of time, right?
Want to stop someone instead of learn what they learn, what those
Well, a
people
lot
learn. Why do they?
it goes back to sometimes in some cases maybe somehow that somebody grew up, people's childhood, they never was able to identify with things that they should have grew up out of, and it's just it's rearing its head in their adult life. Like when you're a kid, you're gonna get mad at a kid with the truck in the sandbox, and you say, "Oh, I want the truck." And it's little things that you're supposed to grow. You have levels of growth, and some of those gentlemen, especially in our community, just don't have those levels of growth because they didn't have too much of a
So
masculine authoritarian figure in whether in the home or to pull that certain energy from. So it
so
comes
they
from that
haven't
too.
understood. They haven't understood the tough love area on how that works. Okay, so this is I appreciate you answering this because this is something I just see in the communities a lot, and I'm always thinking, bro, like you're hurting yourself in the long run. I don't know if they realize that.
Always.
Even
Yeah,
dudes that are like
always.
fronting, even dudes that are like fronting, they got all these girls that they really don't. I'm like, bro, you created an image you got to keep up with that's going to cost
Mhm.
you money, and nobody really cared anyways. No one is going to hate on you for being a regular dude with regular girls. Nobody will anyways, right? Nobody will hate on you for being a regular dude with a regular job anyways. So what about the depth of it? Because I think you have a better grasp in, and I heard Cardell talking about it, and I thought that was
Mhm.
really cool. Where he's like, I came from the hood, and I want to actually help bring people out of that. I heard him talking about that. What is it that you guys have seen that obviously I have not seen that is inside so deeply in these brothers that they sabotage themselves? It's like because I have a friend. His is different. He's just never seen anything good, and maybe that's what it is. He doesn't
Mhm.
know that there's a better life out there. But when I look at it, I'm like, dude, do you care about yourself at all? If you care about yourself at all, why would you make that move?
Yeah, man. It's like I say, I try not to, you know, and I've had my shows where I point this out, and I do most of that kind of like in the Black Men Travels group, because I'm speaking to one group, and I even wrote a newsletter about that this week or last week about that type of mentality and how it pretty much is self-defeating. When you got 3 4 grown men on the stream criticizing a 23-year-old or criticizing me or something for 3 hours, and I'm like, okay, you could have did something productive within them 3 hours, but you instead want to criticize somebody that you don't know, that you pretty much either envious of or feel a certain way about. And that's what you just have to do with your energy for that particular day. So I was living rent free in your head for them few hours
Yep.
of that day.
Yep.
You did nothing
More than a
productive.
few hours.
The main
Well,
core of a man is to protect, provide, and to build, bro. And I think
yes.
sometimes from our community, they
The
just kind of forget those elements, right? Like you got to protect your family, provide for your family, and build with one another. Those are the main elements of being a man. And some guys
Mhm.
just didn't get the memo, unfortunately.
Well, and I'm only asking you because if for me to be in the community and stay in the community, I find myself checking these dudes a lot, and I'm spending a lot of time checking them, and I'm sitting there saying I would rather use my time for something else, but at the same time, there are these guys that really want to come up and really want to be free and have great intention, and they're quiet and they're getting scared off by these dudes that are fronting and faking. So I was just trying to understand the root of it because I obviously didn't get I didn't live in the super hood, super ghettos. I didn't see the really, really, really bad. We were very poor, but we did not have, my family was very poor. My parents fed fish for me to eat. So my motivation on money is just more of a freedom thing. But I didn't have all the emotional hurts and pains and disconnects that I'm starting to see there must be. There must be. And these guys just don't feel like they can talk about it. And I think they need to, or they need to understand what's going on inside of them. I was just asking because we're on my edge looking at it. I'm like, dude, I don't see anybody that even wants help that would even make that move.
Yeah, you gotta. That's one of the biggest things you'll realize about taking steps to be successful is keeping your circle small. Keeping that
Well,
circle small.
and this is a great thing to end on. No one will be wealthy if you don't evolve as a person. That is not how money moves. Money
Right.
moves with very evolved people. Very evolved people. Money moves with them freely. Money attracts to them freely. It's almost like a principle of the universe. I don't think people realize that. One of the
Mhm.
things that one of my mentors said to me, which I thought was awesome, you could be the most phenomenal sales person or have the most phenomenal product in the world, but you can't communicate it, you are only perceived as well as you can communicate it. So if these people are doing whatever they're doing and acting out, they are not communicating correctly what they're trying to get. They want to get respect, do something respectful, if that makes sense. And it
Mhm.
lasts much longer. They don't understand why I can walk in a room and the place is full and they'll give me a table. It was really as simple as I treated the staff well, I come consistently, I pay my tab, I don't cause any issues, and I add value to them in friendship or business. And then boom, I get a respect from them. I come in, I get special treatment. But yeah, that's probably the best way to end this is I don't think people realize that money attracts as you evolve as a human being. As you
That's
evolve to a better person, money comes with that. It forces it.
because money is about the relationships, man. Your network.
one
And
Hundred
and, and
percent.
and the thing with people with money is they don't like headaches. So they're not gonna let you in that door if you pretty much an asshole starting off the rip, you know. A lot of people don't
And
understand
simply,
that. Like I got, man, guys with money, you do deals and they be more invested in you than the actual product, bro. Once they see that,
yes,
okay, this it's a risk regardless. It's all
yes,
investments are, can be risky or have levels of
yeah.
risk. So they
I want
really
to take the
invested
risk
in you
with.
and your team more so than the actual product, right? So get
Yep.
your team right, get your mind right, and you'll
So,
become and making money is fun, man. Money is free flowing. There is no owners, you know.
dude,
So
and when you around rich folks, it ain't even a thing to them. It ain't even a thing. I'm gonna. I know I said the last thing. These are the last two because I'm just thinking this is really good to end this with. Um,
Mhm.
so I had an opportunity when I did a real estate development. I was part of like a $500 million development that we had to raise money for. It took me 9 years to raise this money, and I got invited by Carlson Wagenlied, Carlson Hotels, which owns Park Inn, Radisson, all that stuff, to an event in Washington D.C. And they put me in the Gaylord property. I don't know if you've been in them; those are fire properties, right?
Mhm.
Well, I went as my young entrepreneur. Didn't know much about money. I went, I knew to wear a suit. I had like a $400 Men's Warehouse suit, and I thought I was balling. I thought I was looking fresh. I thought I was top of the game. I get there and find out some stuff I didn't know. So I
Mhm.
don't drink, right? I don't drink. And they put this thing on my bed one day when I was out, and it was a champagne soiree. I don't drink. So I call my friend, let me go see the Pentagon. We go see the Pentagon. My agent at the time, her name was Ruth, for the hotel. They were trying to work with me to put a Radisson on our property. She called like 9 times, and I saw that, and I told my friend, I said, "Hey, you meant to take me back. I'm listening to her voicemail. Sounds like I'm making her look bad. This ain't good." So I call her back, and she's like, "Hey, where you been?" I told a little fib, said I was downstairs, and she says, "We got a limo waiting for you." I was like, "Oh, say less," right? So I go get in the limo, and I'm being me, bro. My tie is loose, cufflinks undone, untucked my shirt. I get in the limo, and I had worked at Men's Warehouse back in the day, and they take you through something called Suits University, and I learned about suits. I'm sitting next to this guy, and I'm looking at him, and I was like, "Yo, this dude's suit is like 20 grand, right?" And I'm looking at his cufflinks, and I'm like, the diamonds on there are like 10 grand. I was like, that's a Paytech watch he's got on. So I was like, oh shit. So I'm like tightening up my thing, my little $20 cufflinks. I look over and I see another couple in here, and the British couple, she had probably $500,000 necklace on, and I was like, oh my, whoa, what's happening here, right? So I didn't realize the level of money they were at. So I asked the guy, I said, "Hey, what is it that you do with Carlson Hotels?" And he said, "I own all the rights to the Radisson Blues in the entire country of India." And I'm like, "The entire country?" And he's like, "Yeah." You know what that means, bro? That's billions with a B. That's billions of dollars. And what I found very interesting, I was super popular amongst those guys. And the reason I was popular, because I didn't know anything. I wasn't competing. I wasn't talking. I didn't know what box to be in. I didn't feel like I fit in. We went to the Chamber of Commerce. I thought, oh, they're from Germany, whatever. They're just being respectful. I didn't know they had rented it out. They had Michael Bublé performing. It was $5,000 a plate, all covered. Some guy comes up to me. He knows my name. He's like, "Mr. Brown, what would you like to drink?" I'm like, "Sorry, I don't drink." He's like, "What would you want?" I don't know why I said this. I was like, "I want a cherry Coke." And he's like, "Mr. Brown, I like a cherry Coke." I turn around. There's a dude standing there with a plate and a flute pouring a cherry Coke. Like, the whole reason I'm telling this story was they only cared about my well-being. Those ultra
Mhm.
rich people, they only cared about my well-being and that I was comfortable around them when they didn't have to be. The guys we know that have a million, they want to act like they the man. These dudes had billions. All they cared about was me as a person. Total different, total different world. Total different world.
Facts. I also want to thank the real CP show for the super chat, man. I really appreciate that. Well, bro, that's been a great, excellent show, man. Till next time, man. We're gonna sign on out. Appreciate you coming
Yeah,
on.
next time. All right, guys. Thanks for letting us kind of chat today.
All right, peace.
All right, bye.